Hello pretty peoples, KawaJapa no Dolly desu. I am Dolly from KawaJapa. Today we are going to talk about the wa particle versus the ga particle. There is a great deal written about this online and elsewhere, and most of what is written is correct. Unfortunately, the thing that you won't read anywhere is the most important thing of all. All the various things that are written about wa and ga are like discussing the differences between a lion and an eagle, and discussing the differences in their eye color, and even big differences like the differences in their size and weight, but never mentioning the most vital fact, the fact that one is a bird and the other is a mammal. And the wa and ga particle are like this. They are not simply two different particles, they are two different kinds of particle, two different classes of particle. They have an entirely different species of function. The ga particle is what I call a logical particle. The wa particle is a non-logical particle. What do I mean by that? Logical particles in Japanese are called kakujoshi. This means case marking particles. It's not a very useful term if you're not familiar with the concept of grammatical case. I find it much more useful to call them logical particles. I call them logical particles because they tell us the logic of a sentence. It is the logical particles that tell us who is doing what to whom. They tell us what is where. They tell us what is going where. They tell us what is what. Everything that logically binds a sentence together in Japanese is handled by the logical particles. This makes it a very straightforward language, in fact. You are probably aware of the function of the logical particles already. The main logical particle is ga. That is the one that has to be in every Japanese sentence. It's not a sentence without it, although we won't necessarily see it explicitly. The second most prominent particle is wo. That tells us the receiver of the action. So if I say, watashi ga Mary wo kisu shimashita, I'm saying I kissed Mary. Ga is marking me as the doer of the action, and wo is marking Mary as the receiver of the action. These are logical particles. Ni, e, de, and all those other particles that tell us what an action is doing, where it's going, where it's taking place, are logical particles. So, what do we mean when we say that wa is a non-logical particle? I started to introduce this at the end of our last lesson. We took the two sentences, Toyobi wa Tokyo ni ikimasu and Tokyo wa Toyobi ni ikimasu. The first of the sentences means, as for Saturday, I'm going to Tokyo. And the second means, as for Tokyo, I'm going there on Saturday. In both sentences, the same thing is happening, isn't it? In both sentences, I am going to Tokyo on Saturday. When we change the wa particle from one noun to another, we don't change the actual logic of the sentence. We only change its weight or value. What we're literally changing is the topic. In the first case, the topic is Saturday. In the second case, the topic is Tokyo. But the action of the sentence, the logic of the sentence, what's actually happening, who is going where, has not changed. If we change a logical particle from one noun to another, we change the logic of the sentence. We change what's actually going on, what's actually happening in the sentence. Now, let us look at the structure of these non-logical connections. As we know, the Top sentence analysis 2. 土曜日はゼロが東京に行きます。This gives us the necessary ga and makes explicit the actor who is doing the action. Now, we can make this sentence into a completely logical sentence very easily. 土曜日にゼロが東京に行きます。Once we do this, the sentence is entirely bound together with logical particles, isn't it? The ni that tells us when something happens, the ga that tells us who the actor is who is actually doing that something, and the ni that tells us where someone or something is going to. But that is not how this sentence is structured. The first noun, the doyobi, is a wa-marked topic, not a logical element. Now let us take an even simpler sentence just to analyze how this actually works. The simple sentence we will take is 私は桜です. As you know, this analyzes to 私はゼロが桜です. And we can see that this statement in fact has two elements. The main element is ゼロが桜です. This is a complete statement in itself. It has the door, which is zero. It has the ga, which binds the sentence together. And it has the thing down, which is being sakura, sakura desu. This statement is perfect. It's complete in itself, and we don't actually need anything else. You might notice that at the beginning of each lesson I introduce myself. KawaJapa no kyodori desu. I don't say 私は KawaJapa no kyodori desu because in this context it is quite unnecessary and would in fact add a certain emphasis which I am not trying to add. So, sakura desu, which analyzes to zero ga sakura desu, is complete in itself. But in this case, the speaker has decided to add another element. And that is watashi wa. Watashi wa is not logically connected to the rest of the sentence. The connection between them is that watashi wa is the topic, the stated topic, and the rest of the sentence is the comment on that topic. Speaking of me, I am Sakura. Just as in English, there's no logical connection between those two. No grammatical connection. I am Sakura is a complete statement in itself. Speaking of me does not have a grammatical link. But in Japanese, it does have a grammatical link. It does not have a logical link, but it does have a grammatical link. And this is the important thing to remember. In English, what I am calling a logical link and a grammatical link are the same thing, but in Japanese they are not. The topic comment structure is grammar, but it's not logical grammar. And this, in fact, is what we mean when we talk about choosing between wa and ga. There is always an unseen ga in any case, but we are choosing whether to make a topic comment statement or a logical statement. And let us note, as we have already seen, that there are in fact three ways to say this particular thing. We can say sakura desu, which means zero ga sakura desu. We can say watashi wa sakura desu, or we can say watashi ga sakura desu. And each of these ways of saying it has a slightly different implication. And that's what we're going to discuss next time. Knowing the mechanics of how this actually works is going to help us a lot in understanding those implications. There are various implications involved in what is called the choice between wa and ga, which is really the choice of whether to append a topic to the complete sentence. And we should remember also that the choice is usually not between simply wa and ga, it is between wa and ga, or just leaving the zero pronoun and zero particle to do its work without anything in front of it. Thank you for attending this lesson. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below and I will answer them. And remember that the course book for this course of lessons is Unlocking Japanese. You can get it at Amazon in paperback or in Kindle editions, and it goes with this course and will help you to understand everything in it. Thank you again. これからよろしくお願いします. Class dismissed.